Welcome back to Astrology, Angels, and More. I'm your host, Mary Silvernail, and we're filming the show on October the 8th, 2025. I hope all of you have been able to look at that super moon, how gorgeous it is. Everybody's talking about it. And I'm going to be talking about it a bit more, and so will my guest. We have a very interesting show tonight. Actually, we have a wonderful astronomer, an adjunct professor of astronomy that is going to be joining us again on the show. You've met her before. We're going to have a very interesting conversation about what's happening up in the stars. But for right now, for the month of October, let me tell you what each individual sign's horoscope is for the month. Now, this is whether it is your sun sign or your rising sign. And if you know your rising sign, pay attention to that also, whatever your rising sign is. So, if you are an Aries sun sign, but yet your rising sign is in Cancer, then you take heed of both of these and put them together. It'll make a lot of sense. So first of all, Aries, and that is the beautiful, beautiful super moon that we've been dealing with, the Aries supermoon. So any differences of opinion will be sorted out and resolved by the time of the Aries full moon, which was on October 6th, but we're still dealing with these magnificent effects. So just keep your cool. Taurus, this is a time of enormous change for you, Taurians. Shift your thinking to a more positive outcome, and it will manifest itself by the month's end. So just go for it. Gemini. Okay. Matters regarding children and love are very prevalent this month. Follow your heartstrings and you will win, Gemini. Cancerians. Heed the advice of an elder with regards to matters of home and hearth. This is the time to open your home to loved ones. Enjoy. We have the holidays coming up. Beautiful. Leo, real estate investments are a wise choice for you at this time, Leo. You must learn to appreciate independence and trust yourself a bit more. Virgo, money is coming your way. Be sure to share your good fortune, though. It will not be forgotten. You receive cooperation that had not been previously expected. Libra, you beautiful Libras. Happy birthday, Libra. It's your month to shine. The new and improved you is shining, so glorious too. Look for positive partnership changes. Interesting. Scorpio, you have a change of heart around the time of the new moon that will be coming up regarding your lover. I'll be talking more about the new moon in a minute. Give it a little time and the truth will come to light. In that light will be joy. Sagittarius, you are the flavor of the month. Get out there and show the rest of the world how to enjoy life. Each day is a gift. Sagittarians know how to have fun. Capricorn, the higher-ups have noticed your hard work and will reward you. Keep up your your dedication, your example of dedication. Don't give up. Aquarius, your intuition tells you the correct way to go. You need to listen to your own inner knowing. Others have not walked in your shoes. So stop listening to other people's advice. Pisces, you keep balance in your life at this time, which is very, very good. You have made great strides, and it's time now to forge ahead. The stars are shining in your favor beautifully. Okay, so now for the special planetary aspects for October 2025. Again, I wish Libras happy birthday. Now, Libra is the 7th sign of the zodiac with Venus as its ruler. Cream is the color associated with the sign of Libra. Libras are thoughtful, cooperative, friendly people who value friendship very much. Partnership is essential to a Libra. They are peace-loving people and appreciate all of the arts. Their major downfall is sometimes indecisiveness. Libra's gems are watermelon, tourmaline, and hematite. The hematite is important especially for Libras because it keeps them balanced. So now we still are experiencing the Aries super full moon. Revelations arise regarding initiating and beginning new things. It's all about new things right now, especially involving partnerships, your physical body, and your leadership skills. It is a time of meeting your personal needs and the needs of your partner in a balanced way. We need to have that balance. But this is truly the time that you need to start thinking of yourself. I'm talking to all of you. Seriously, it's excellent to give to others as long as you have the balance in your life of also taking care of yourself really first. October 13th, Pluto stations direct, finally, after a retrograde since May the 4th of this year, creating a strong focus on ambition and a need to finally feel empowered after so long, things feeling beyond your control. This is the time to make those necessary changes. You know, everybody I speak to, when I'm doing readings or my family or my friends, they all tell me that they have been feeling like things are out of control. We're going to start pulling back in that control as soon as wonderful Pluto turns direct. Takes a little time because there's still the little shadow of that heavy-duty retrograde that we've been dealing with for more than 5 months. 7 months. 7 months. It's 5 months. 5 months. October the 21st, the Libra new moon, a brand new beginning for personal relationships and partnerships of all kinds, with resolutions of any old conflicts in order to move ahead in a brilliant way. I'm telling you, this month is really great for getting that balance in your relationship, the balance in your life. To quote Edward Teller, when you get to the end of the light, you know it's time to step into the darkness of the unknown. Faith is knowing that one of two things shall happen. Either you will be given something solid to stand on, or you will be taught how to fly. Faith this month is the magic key. It is the magic key to the beautiful kingdom. Faith. So, without further ado, I want to introduce our wonderful, wonderful guest. She's an adjunct professor, and she's a wonderful astronomer, and she's so interesting. Come on in, Pat. Oh, here comes Patricia Brady. She's been a guest on the show before, and she has so much information to share tonight. Hi, Pat. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to our Halloween show.
Well,
How you
yeah,
doing?
the seasons are going by quick.
Oh,
So
say that again, huh?
there's so much going on, so much has been going on with these full moons. There hasn't been too many eclipses that we have seen in North America. A lot of them have taken place in the southern hemisphere
Oh,
this past year. Always have eclipses. It's just, do you see them every
where you
once in
can
a while?
see them, right. And you're always watching the stars.
So I want to talk a little bit about eclipses and the full moon names, and then we can talk astrology maybe.
Okay, cool.
How does that sound?
That's wonderful. This is perfect.
So
This is absolutely perfect. I'm
yeah,
so glad you came back on the show. We always have a great show when you come on.
well, I like to talk about astrology and astronomy.
Yeah,
So
that's the name of this show, Astrology and Astronomy. Tonight,
yeah,
that's the title.
you can't talk to everybody about astrology. You can't talk to anybody about astronomy. But you can mix it up sometimes, and if you have a nice show like you have, very thorough and right to the point, and I enjoy the opening that you have for each horoscope.
Yeah, each month.
It's great.
Every
I
month.
love it. I was listening. I was listening out there. So
Thank you.
oh,
I'm
it's
glad.
okay. It's okay. So we have a lot going on here. We have had the blood moon last month, and it sort of turns if you caught it when it was rising, it sort of makes a red tinge to it.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
And what happens is that some of the spectrum leaks out into the atmosphere, and you'll get the colors. So that's why the
That's
red.
why it happens?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting.
So it was nice. It was beautiful, but it passed.
I know.
It passed. So we have. I wanted to just say about Kepler's laws. All
Yes.
planets move about the sun in an elliptical orbit. So what it means is it just doesn't revolve around the Earth, around the Earth does not revolve around the sun. The moon does not revolve around the Earth like a circle. No circle. It's elliptical, meaning sometimes it's a little bit closer and sometimes it's a little bit further away. So this month, we have a full moon right now, just it's starting to wane right now. And it was just a beautiful harvest moon.
Yeah.
Now, where it goes is, this is the way, okay, well, we have, this is the solar eclipse. I can go back and forth.
Yeah, well, I mean,
That's fine. This is a solar eclipse that Brian has put up. And what that does is you have the sun and the moon and the earth, and then the moon passes in front of the sun. It occultates, the same words that we use in astrology, occultation. So the phases come up, and eventually it just covers the moon. And then as it goes past the moon, it starts to become a full moon again. So it's a beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful thing to watch. So that's our solar eclipse. So I might as well go into the lunar eclipse
Sure.
because this is what we're at right
where we
now.
are right now, right? That beautiful moon. Oh, Pat, last night, the first time I saw it, I was coming around the corner in the development that I live in, and there's a pond with fountains when you first enter my development.
Yeah.
And there it was in all its magnificence. And it was, just as it was rising, oh my goodness, it was great. It was so beautiful.
That's when you have to catch it.
I
That's
tried. I have pictures on my phone, but they don't do it justice.
no,
Yeah.
there's nothing like just seeing it by yourself and just seeing the magnificence of it. So, with our lunar eclipse, there's a picture of it. There's the sun and the earth, and there's the path of the moon on the right. So you'll see a full moon, and then it goes into a penumbra, and then the red area is the numbra, and that's when it's totally dark. That's our lunar eclipse. So it happens. I've seen it. And if you've got a telescope, you can actually track the full moon. And by the time it gets into that red area, it disappears. Now, if you think back in time, they didn't have telescopes.
No.
So what happens is the king would come out because the astrologers knew when these eclipses happened. And they would say, get the little peasants and tell them you got a message from God. And the moon is going to disappear.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
there are the workers there, and people would come out, and then all of a sudden there's the moon, and it disappears. So they started saying, well, the king is God. That's how he got his power,
Exactly.
from the astrologers.
Wow. See?
And the same with the solar eclipse. If you're outside during the day, if we could just put that solar eclipse back up, Brian, I just want to show you that it disappears. The moon covers the sun. And that's when emotions really are heightened, depending on your sun sign and where the planets are and the houses are in the horoscope.
That's right.
So it's a beautiful sight. We had one last year. It made its way up toward Buffalo. I had the sun, the little glasses that you could actually see, and I was down here, and it wasn't full, but it was a partial one. That to me, that's good enough. Okay.
That's right. It's amazing. And weren't there many times there were war back in the way back, all those medieval times ago? Wouldn't there be war with an eclipse?
It signals a lot of
Yeah.
destruction,
Yeah.
depending on what was going on at the time. So if the countries were at war, it was a good signal to when to start or when to end it.
Yeah.
So it was used for power. Now, Kepler, he was German, and he came from a family of wealth. And his training over at the University of Germany, he studied mathematics, and he got these eclipses down mathematically. And
Brilliant.
distance, the how large and the orbit. He had it. We have our nodes, the north and south node.
Yes.
He pinpointed that, and he actually predicted when these eclipses came. Now, before he did that, he asked the king, because he was an astrologer first, Kepler, and so was Galileo. They don't mention that too much. But Kepler wanted to be an astronomer, and that's where the branch started to come about between the astrology and astronomy. So the king said, okay,
When was that about? Approximate.
1600s.
Yeah.
1600s.
Okay. I was wondering, when was that it actually? Yeah, because that's what I work with. I mean, Kepler, the Kepler system, actually.
It's still the three laws today.
Yeah.
So King says to Kepler, Johann Kepler, he said, look, you make some predictions. My family, the wars and peace, you predict it, and then you can become an astronomer. you can start measuring the distance, the amplitude, the timing. And Kepler had his work done, cut out for him. But he made all the predictions, and the king loved it. He loved it. And whatever he said at the time, the king gave his blessings. You can become an astronomer and start measuring distance and putting the math in it. And that's where the laws started. Mm. So it's a nice thing to observe. Eclipses are nice, but when it starts hitting the chart, that's where it starts. There's a little bit of a twist to it. Do you know about these little twists? And then I'll go back into the...
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's an interesting conversation.
It's okay.
Okay. I love it.
Eclipses are a trigger. They impact...
Oh, yeah. Oh, big time.
The chart. They make big highlights. Time. They make aspects in your life. They're involved with the houses.
It's magnified, the effects of an eclipse.
And especially if it's in your sign. If this is when it's happening in your sign, it could go positive or negative.
Well, depending on the aspects of all the other planets and what house it's in. People don't realize that a lot of times. See, unless you're an astrologer, as we are, that, it's the houses. So even if, the aspects are very important too, but the area of your life that it's going to impact has everything to do with where it's transiting or aspecting that particular house. The house, there's 12 houses in the astrological chart. And what that means, it's like a big piece of pie. And I've shown that on the show before, the zodiac chart. It's actually
it's right there.
Kind of like this, yeah. And what it is every single one of what looks like a piece of pie over here. What that really is like the first house is all about you personally, second house, your finances, third house, transportation, and also about your siblings and things. Each house is something different. Fifth house is romance, blah, blah, blah. So each house is something different, but many things, right, Pat? Look how many things. It isn't just one.
This is a complex signal right now and an event. If there is an eclipse, astrologers will go right to the chart and see what planets are close, making aspects, go into the house where it's hitting at the time. That's another thing. The timing. If it's in a certain constellation, the moon does wonders, and it's all emotions. And it can either make the emotion great and happy, or it can turn it into depression. So again, that is why astrologers do charts. They see that, and it's complex. It really doesn't, there's no one, it doesn't it singles everybody to their life and the aspects that these eclipses.
If only medical doctors and psychologists understood astrology better, boy, could they really help a person even so much better. I mean,
I think so.
Yeah, because they could really get a good understanding of what's going on, because it's all that energy. And look at the moon. The moon, it affects water. And how much water are we, 75, 80%?
Yeah, about that, yes. And sure, that eclipse is going to be pulling water from the oceans.
Yeah.
It makes the tides higher. It makes our bodies sometimes, we feel bloated.
Right.
So that eclipse, anything with the moon. And every day there's a high tide, low tide. We don't feel it too much because we're kind of planted with gravity, but the water is like buoyant. It rises and it recedes. When you have your storms, the wind pushes. You get your tidal surges, depending on that moon. And with Sandy, it was a full moon that day, and that water, when the hurricane came in, it was full. The tide was high, and the wind just kept pushing the water into Staten Island. So there are. We don't see
yeah,
it. We don't
I
see
live
it.
at the Jersey Shore, you know.
Same
So,
thing.
yeah, I remember. Oh my goodness, so many people lost their homes and belongings and all that. You know, one of the things that you mentioned, because a lot of people don't have a very good understanding about the nodes
Okay? What happens
of the
is
moon.
these are points on the sides. We don't have a picture of it, but actually, it's a pinpoint of how the moon is going to either go lower or higher each month. And
Yeah.
at certain times, it's right there in the middle where, boom, the sun is being blocked or the moon is being blocked. So that's the points where it actually pivots each month.
Well, one of the things as an esoteric astrologer, one of the things that I do, you know, because I look at karma, previous lifetimes, etc., in a person's stars, and the nodes tell so much about the karma that has been brought in and the lessons to be learned in this life and what to let go of. There's a lot to the nodes. A lot of astrologers never even address it.
I agree with that. It's a point where Kepler found it. He had the 2 points. Is it really, as a person that comes in, you know, is it something that you talk about, or do you just go straight to what's going on? Because sometimes it gets so involved, people don't understand.
Oh no, you can't. No, no, no. If you use too much scientific references, you'll lose them. They won't. Yeah, because most people, it's a science. This is, you know, it's not just an art. It's a science. And I mean, I grew up with it, or else because to suddenly just decide you're going to learn astrology. I mean, I have taught students astrology, but it's really a practice that you have to, I mean, devote your life to, you know? I mean, it isn't something that, oh, okay, you know, like reading a good book. It just isn't that way.
And once you start off with astrology, any science
Right.
or astrology, you start, if you're into it, you start reading more and more, and it's endless.
It's endless. That's my point. It's endless. It's been my whole life. I've been around a long time too, and this has been my whole life. Yeah.
Yeah, it's something where the human aspects in life, people want to know. There's something about it that grasps the person, or what's going on, the predictions. How is it going to turn out? Am I going to get a job? Am I going to get married? And they go into all these things. The astrologer's job is, and it's hard to figure out.
Thank you. Yes.
It is hard to look for maybe the trines where it enhances your life. Or maybe if you see a conjunction, that's a good sign. The astrologers would tell the king, look, here's the moon, here's maybe Venus was up or Mars, and then it would signal something. So astrologers, I think, basically look down at the chart, and she's got this thing here.
Yeah.
This is it. I mean, I can't even lift this. It's a beautiful thing.
That's all it is, you know.
It's so nice to actually divide all these aspects and places in people's lives And there it is, right in front of us. Now we have to figure out where the stars are.
Yeah.
And the astrologers used to do that. And they basically would go by the constellations, and they would see where at night the signs, the horoscope signs were in the zodiac, always on the ecliptic, the apparent path of the sun. Astrologers back then didn't have our means of predicting, but they had a sense. They had some kind of a sense of events that would be happening. The gypsies out there, oh, they had everything. They had a few drinks. They would throw things. The moon is here, and people would love it. But, you know, once it became more scientific, astrology sort of kind of branched off. But Kepler was an astrologer, and he loved it. He said he was 9 years old, and his father brought him out, and he witnessed an event, and it changed his life.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's interesting. Okay, that was the beginning.
yeah.
That was the beginning. My father was very interested in in astrology.
Yeah.
And then my older sister, she was 10 years older than me, you know, they're all in heaven. And she was a wonderful astrologer. And so that's how I grew up with it. So, you know, it was just came naturally.
There's so much to talk about.
Yeah, there really is,
I-
isn't there?
The time is going to fly by.
I know, it always does when you come on. But yeah, you have some very interesting facts there. You know, there's a
And-
lot going on in the heavens right now, huh?
Absolutely, like Saturn is visible right now. So people say, where is it? Well, we could always look on the computer and then look up. That's what most people do. But if you're into this, and I had the where it is, let me see. It's between Pisces and Aquarius right now in the constellation. This is Saturn. I have a lot of data here. So
Good.
the path is there, but you have to know where the zodiac sign is. You can see it without a telescope. You can see it better with a telescope, but it's there.
Well, look at the lineup, the parade of planets we were experiencing. And Neptune is still riding along with Saturn right now.
Yeah, years ago there was an alignment. It was about, I don't know, over 10 years ago.
Yeah.
There was some kind of an alignment. And I was working in New Jersey. I had to be up and ready to work before dawn. So I'm there with the paperwork, and I'm looking up, and I saw the alignment. I couldn't
With the
believe
naked
it.
eye.
Yes, it was all there, except for Pluto. I can't see that one.
Yeah.
But they were all there. It was magnificent, and it was just before dawn. I was mad that I had to get up that early, but I'm glad that I did because I witnessed it. So, you know, alignments are good, conjunctions are good, the gathering of planets, clustering, it makes aspects in the person's chart. And you were talking about the rising. So
The rising sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the question?
What do you mean? Oh, the sun? Well, wherever the sun is rising, that's your rising sign. Whatever the time of day, that's how we calculate it, what your rising sign would be. And your rising sign, you know, I got to tell you, I really feel is even more important than your sun sign.
Yes,
That's why. Yeah, I always suggest that you read about your rising sign first, and then read about your sun sign. Put it together, because your rising sign is how you appear to the world, and you know your interaction with the world. Whereas your sun sign is really who you are inside. So there's
Yeah, very important. And a lot of people don't realize
No.
they're a rising sign. But of course, when you're looking at someone's chart, you'll say, okay, your rising is, say, in Libra.
Yeah.
And, communication, or Gemini, one of the air signs, outgoing, and you'll elaborate more on it. It's a great thing to see.
Right, because that person that might have a Gemini rising, the sun sign or the moon, or maybe even a new moon, sun and moon in Pisces. So inside, they're actually very sensitive and shy, whereas to the outside world, everybody sees that they're so outgoing, So it's very, 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 very interesting.
And complex.
Very complex. Oh my
Complex.
goodness. Oh my goodness. Talk about a bunch of moving pieces, right?
And to figure it out, the nice part about observing the stars and the planets and the constellations and the moon is that if you can piece that all together and put it down on the chart, that's the meat and potatoes of these astrological charts.
Oh, Pat, excuse me. Do
Yes.
you remember before they had computerized systems, at least I can, and doing charts by hand, the math calculations? It would take me half an hour. And I was good at it, but half an hour just to do the math and everything to be able to construct the chart.
That's the way it was.
That's before the
Absolutely.
reading.
I
Okay.
remember that.
You do?
Yeah, I
see?
do remember
See? I
that.
told you.
I didn't do that too much, though. It
You
was
didn't?
too much for me.
Well,
I don't know.
I was an astrologer, and that's what I was doing. So, but I
Yeah.
got down to half an hour for a person's chart. So I would have all that prepared and everything
Yeah.
before the reading would begin. Yeah, and then if they had multiple people they wanted to talk about,
That's another flavor
that
there.
was a lot of,
Oh,
you
my
know,
God.
you know what I'm saying? It was just, yeah, but hey, then they invented the programs
the
in the computer. I
programs.
said, thank you.
Yeah, it's a lot easier right now.
Right?
You just put in the birth date, the time if you have it, and also where you were born. If it's the United States, there are books on that, on different longitude and latitudes.
I have those books home still.
I
'Cause
have
I
them too.
needed that. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, the longitude and the latitude. It's all math. Oh, yeah, it was something. Hey,
I know.
aren't we
it,
happy?
It was a little complex for me.
I
So
know.
I would walk into the Astrology Guild and say, okay, tell me about the chart today. And they would have it all done.
And they would figure it all out
Oh,
already.
yeah. It was, I don't know how they did.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Yeah, well, you know what, though? It's a good thing that we did understand that. We understand the complexity of it because nowadays, like people learning astrology and then they just plug it in a computer and, oh, there's the chart, But we understand all the whole whys and all that.
That's how you make your living, some of them. And
That's how I make my living.
there we go.
Yeah. Oh, my
So,
goodness gracious.
but it's work. It's
a lot of work.
I can bounce a little bit, but to be directly focused, I don't know. I have too much going on, and
Well, for goodness sake, you teach and
well,
you have a lot going on. Hey, by the way, the comets and all of that. Can you talk a little bit about that?
well, I have the monthly
Oh, good.
forecast for the comets.
Oh, cool.
So what happens is, on Earth, we get the debris from a comet. Comets are very far away, but that debris is attracted by gravity, and it's in the atmosphere, and it's pushing and pushing, and we get our monthly meteor showers. So we have here October 9th. It's coming up, but by the time everybody sees it, the Draconoids are one of the first ones that I have on my list. in the constellation of Draco the Dragon,
Oh,
circumpolar constellation. And it doesn't matter if you don't know where it is, but if you know a little bit about astronomy, you have Polaris and you have the circumpolar constellations that it's emanating from. So October 9th, you have October 21, 22, the Orionids from the constellation of Orion, the hunter. A lot of people, you're in the northern part of the United States, you can see Orion rising. And if it's at that time in October, you'll see it. You'll see the
Orion belt, right?
absolutely. It
Okay.
emanates from Orion, from that region, and it's there. But if you don't know where it is, it's okay because it streaks across the sky no matter where you are,
Right.
except if you're in the south, the southern hemisphere. And then you have the northern Taurids in November 9th. Okay, that's in the constellation of Taurus.
Yes.
Now, some of them are not as prolific as others, but the ones that I was reading about say that the lesser ones sometimes are more, I don't know, bolus, they're called bolus, like fireballs, and you'll see them streaking across the sky. But then again, you don't know what time, how the weather is and the wind, and there's a lot of factors going on with that. You've got the Leonids, and that's November 17, 18. Okay, November, the Leonids, constellation of Leo. Okay, it's emanating from there. Leo the lion, we know where that is. And if you're studying astronomy, you can see the zodiac signs. And if you're not familiar with it, you go on the computer. They have it all. Andromeda's, that's from the constellation Andromeda. And let's see, Geminids. The Geminids are coming up, and that's December 13, 14. Now, Gemini will be up in the sky. Will it? No, it won't. Okay, but it's in the constellation of Gemini. So, the Earth rotates, and once you see the patterns of the constellation, if you know where Gemini is, depends where you are too.
Right. On the Earth.
On Earth. We didn't travel yet.
Pretty soon.
We have the Geminids. We have the Urseids in December. It's December 22. And we have, let's see, the next one is January 4th. The Quadriids. That's January 4th. Give a day or two. April 22. This is next year. The Lyrids.
Oh, really?
In the constellation of Lyra, the harp. Okay, the Etna Aquariids, May 14th. That's from Halley's Comet. And it's supposed to be bright. So.
And when is that?
This one here, May 4th.
Oh.
And the Delta Aquariids, that's the second one, in July 30th. July 30th, 10 to 20 of them an hour. The big one is Pisces, not in Pisces, but the Perseid meteor shower is the big one. Okay, and that one's August 11th to the 13th, 50 per hour.
Wow.
That's the big one. Gemini's big too. The Geminids coming up, that's a big one.
And when is the Gemini? Do you mind?
I'll go back and December 12, 13, 14.
Christmas lights in the sky.
Absolutely. If it's a
Beautiful.
nice night, sometimes it peaks depending on the year. But if you're out and it's a clear sky, all you have to do is look up. the more you're out at night, but it's a cold night, so depends on how warm or cold the weather is. There's a lot going on with that, the Geminids
Mm.
and the Perseids. Okay, 50 per hour.
That's a lot. I mean, can you see it anywhere?
Anywhere, but if there's light pollution, it kind of obscures, the vision, the view. If the moon is full, but it streaks past the moon also. So it's just a little tougher because that moonlight actually, brightens up the sky. It's not
Right.
dark.
Can't see it. I wanted to ask you about something here
Yeah.
that I wrote down earlier. Have you heard about the three-eye atlas? Have you heard about that? That comet that a lot of astrologers have been actually looking at that, and astronomers, and they're saying that it's a releasing of dust. It's something that's very unusual, that is coming from deep space. So, Pat, seriously,
Yeah.
if you learn anything about that, could you let me know? And then, we can let the audience know, because people have been bringing this up to me about the three-eye atlas.
Well,
Yeah.
I know that right now the technology is good. It's really good. It's fantastic. But it's only a taste of it. As time goes on, it'll get better and better. There are a lot of comets out there with no names.
Yeah,
So the one with the three eye,
whatever that is. Yeah.
I don't know. I know some of the numbered ones,
Okay.
but that name I don't know yet. But they're studying more and more the comets that are passing by.
How far can they tell? Like, do you know approximately, like, how far out do they start noticing a comet?
This is what happens. You've got the sun, you've got the planets, and there's in deep space,
Mm-hmm.
past Pluto,
Mm-hmm.
you have a place called the Kuiper Belt. And these are like frozen pieces of debris, leftovers that are frozen with methane, big, huge. And the gravity pulls these comets toward Earth.
I see.
So they are not on Earth's planes like we're kind of flat right now. They come in from a trajectory from deep space on an angle.
Uh-huh.
So even if they came close, they're so far away from us that right now it's not impacting anything. But you never know. Deep impact. It's in the movies. It could happen,
Mm-hmm.
but they're looking at asteroids. A lot of the asteroids that are out there. There's the asteroid belt. The comets will come in, and once it hits it's this big ball of plasma gas,
Mm-hmm.
and it has a tail to it. 5 AUs, 93 million miles away, is 1 AU. So times 5,
Wow.
it starts to
Amazing,
lose.
huh?
It's coming in fast. So 5 AUs, 93 million miles approximate, you can pick up the tail and the plasma gas with the scopes that we have.
Mm-hmm.
As it gets closer, the tail grows, and astronomers can pick it up more. And it actually makes it's elliptical, highly elliptical. It makes its way around the sun, and then it shoots back out into deep space because the sun will take it and spin it more, and it'll whip around. There have been instances where the astronomers were tracking it, a particular one, and it made its way behind the sun, and it never came back. So
Okay, so where did it go?
in a hypothesis. People think about these things.
Yeah.
The sun could have grabbed it, and it's so hot, the sun scooped it up.
Disintegrate.
So it happens. These things happen. They're big. They're huge. 5 AUs, 93 million miles. So
Wow.
these are, there's a lot going on here.
A lot going on out there, right?
We only see a little bit. We see a taste.
How about the fact also what we're dealing with here? Because, I mean, people are always coming to me and talking about how things are in the world now and how crazy everything is, and is it because of the planets and all that? Well, it really does have a lot to do with that, because we have 3 major planets that for this year and next year are literally changing signs,
Right now, those 3 planets that you're talking about, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune,
Yes.
and Pluto,
And Pluto.
they're in retrograde.
Yeah, they're all retrograde right. Oh, October 13th, Pluto goes direct. Oh, I read about that on here. That's my column that I actually
Okay.
read, to the audience. I've been waiting for this to happen, for it to turn around, thank goodness. Because, everybody gets all upset about Mercury retrograde. Hey, right, like what you just said, we have all these other heavy hitters out there retrograde,
They're further away. People think close.
Yeah.
So they don't realize the effect that the outer planets have. And those planets are huge, gaseous planets. Even Pluto has the components of a meteor. It has gases in it. It's a big chunk. Dr. Tyson talks about it. He doesn't like Pluto. He does not like Pluto. He doesn't think it's a planet. He thinks it's just one of these.
Hey, as an astrologer, Pluto's still a planet to me.
Absolutely.
That's just, it has an effect.
I have argued with him, and he told me, he said, Pat, these little kids, when I talk to them, they're ready to threaten me and kill me because I took Pluto out of the occasion. I said, well, then leave it in. But he, scientifically, if you go to the museum, you will not see Pluto in the solar system.
I know.
But it has 4 moons. It does revolve around the sun. So there's a lot of controversy right there.
Oh, I've seen astrologically the effects in a person's life of Pluto. And I've said this on the show many, many times. What I equate it to is a wrecking ball coming in. Boom, knocks everything down. Then finally it swings around, and then it brings everything back to a better light. It's kind of like you gotta get rid of the old to bring in the new, and then the new is better and all that and bright. What do you feel about asteroids? Astrologically, what's your opinion? I'm not putting you on the spot.
No, it's.
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
I have never really thought about it making an impact, except for visual impact. So I'm not sure on it, because they're little, and they come and go.
Yeah, I mean, when I'm doing an astrological chart for someone, I really am not looking at them. However, I have found a few times, some of them, Sharon's has, the wounded healer.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a whole story.
Pluto's one of Pluto's moons.
Yeah.
So.
2 minutes.
I know. Time is going by.
How did this happen?
I don't know, but it goes by fast.
I know. I'm having fun tonight.
I'm just within 2 minutes. January's full moon is the wolf moon. That's when the wolves were hungry. So if you can go on the computer and look all this up. February is the snow moon, abundance of snow. March, the worm moon, the crow moon, death of the old season going by. April, the full pink moon, return of the growth of the planets. May, the flower moon, flowers are beginning to bloom. June, strawberry moon, rose moon. Berries are, we see the strawberries in the store. They're ripening.
That's right.
July, the buck moon, the deer, they start to grow their antlers on the forehead. August, sturgeon moon. Okay, so that's the fish up in the Great Lakes, abundance of them. September, October, harvest moon. That's when the farmers are reaping, say, the corn or whatever they're farming. That's the time. November, the beaver moon. That's when the beavers start to get their coat for the cold weather.
Okay.
And then you've got December, the cold moon, the longest night's moon. The winter solstice is there, the Yuletime moon. So it's all coming up, and you could always look it up in the on the computer. They're there. I think it goes with astrology.
Of course it does, because that's how people, the farmers back when. I mean, even Halloween, what the origins of Halloween, right? I was reading about that it actually comes from Ireland. Yeah, Samhain.
Okay.
And went for the harvest time and celebrating of the harvest time.
Absolutely.
But anyway, I hear the music starting. Okay, Pat, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you. You're so informative. I mean, you always have so much information, and I have fun talking with you.
It's
I
great.
love it. We can
Thank
talk
you.
astrology. I love it too.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you so much. Thank you for watching us. And you can see us on Spectrum and Fios throughout the month, and YouTube. Don't forget, many, 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 many bright blessings to you. And happy Halloween
That's right.
and blessed Samhain.
And a blessed new year we're going to have soon. It's coming up quick.
Oh, come on.
It's
We got to
coming
get
up
through the
quick.
holidays, Pat. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Thanks for coming on.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you
so
for
much.
having me.
Till next time.